taken at the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Ravens offense set to take over and led by a man still just in his 4th season in the NFL, the 2019 MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown pass.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Play action. Now Jackson. Flushed out right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Reuben Foster, the former national champion in Alabama, gets in for the sack. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half-dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're on offense and you saw that on tape, you got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
They'll run on 1st down. Dobbins and a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Flashed the stick skills on that run, but then stopped shy of the 35. They're going to get a brief pause in the action for an injured player, and I believe, yes, that is J.K. Dobbins, the running back. He's down after that last play. While the trainers take a look, they'll step aside. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 19. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Rolling to his right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Reuben Foster able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. They'll roll him out right. That's into the hands of Edwards. And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Edwards. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Second down and goal. Jackson in trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Open man Watkins, touchdown Baltimore. Sammy Watkins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. End up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Colts getting ready to take over for the first time. And you're going to look at their 6-year quarterback in his first season wearing the horseshoe. It's Carson Wentz.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. The tackle made by L.J. Ford. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And that is incomplete here.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Strong safety Sean Davis there to break up that pass play. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Play action. It's Jackson. Out to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Now a handoff, Edwards. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. We'll check on his status when we get back. 2nd and 7. Jackson. He'll bite, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Trent Murphy, his 2nd sack of the night. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the 24, Jackson sliding out of the pocket. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Jackson now. This one caught over the middle. It's Oliver, the tight end. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. They'll look to run with Edwards. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. On 2nd and goal, Jackson to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Josh Oliver, but now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Edwards. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Kick right there. It's good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range. That's complete to Marlon Mack. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
From midfield, here's Wentz. This to the outside for Mack. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. This has the carry. It does not. It's no good. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. And here's Rodgers to return. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Ravens have got it.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw is Jackson. Steps away. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. A gain there of 21 yards.
And a good catch there by Markin.
Frank Reich not so sure about that last call. He's going to go ahead and throw out the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now here's the call. So Frank Reich had it right as his guys win the challenge. Rolling to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And here's a leaping catch. He pulled it in. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
2nd and 5 now. Jackson flush to his right. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Reuben Foster bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. On 3rd down, Jackson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Tucker's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
For the Colts now, they're ready to get the football back. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
He takes us from the 30 to the 34.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz in the sand. How about that? The defense's first sack. It doesn't come from one of the usual suspects up front. It comes from the secondary.
Yeah, I think they caught the quarterback off guard a little bit because he wasn't able to account for the possibility of that blitz and change the blocking assignment. He comes through and puts him on the ground.
Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side, you know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. He was looking for Rashad Bateman there, but it'll be 2nd down. On the handoff, Edwards. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. 2nd half with the lead. This is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. Rolling to his right. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a 1st. And now Jackson will look to throw it. A swing pass here to Edwards. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Not much there, only a yard. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now a run with Edwards.
think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get this from the 8. To the 5, pickup of 3. Well, no doubt here in the 4th quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. This time, Jackson will throw it, escaping the pressure right to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So all things considered, that's not the final nail, but it does make things exceedingly difficult now on the other side.
Yeah, because obviously now with a 16-point game, the other guys don't need just 2 touchdowns. They need a couple of 2-point conversions as well. Plus, they'll need either
taking it right down Broadway. Past midfield. Still going. And he will score. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but
I know he was trying to get the...
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. Fighting through. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. He's to the 10, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Justice Hill, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Tucker now to add the point after. And the lead is up to 15 now. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the end result was a touchdown run by Justice Hill. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Rodgers on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Tavon Young. And they have the football that will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the ground with Hill to begin the drive. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Dancing to his left. Going deep here for Watkins. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Sean Davis with a pick. Well, in all likelihood, this ball game's still over. I mean, even with the interception, 2-score game, they need a miracle.
Curious decision to even throw the ball in that situation, but maybe they saw a stacked line of scrimmage and said, hey, it's better to try and throw it than to try and run against it. In any event, I think you're exactly right. Now, the other team can pad their stats, but I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, but still, don't change the channel just yet. To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz, and he's got Jack Doyle. Wentz to Doyle there. 1st down, Colts. Now Wentz signaling frantically. Let's get to nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Ravens have got it.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory, and I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural,
yeah, but I like where we're going with this. You say one.